Hello, my name is Laura Urban, and today I'm discussing the effects of merging between Republican ideals and Protestant convictions that resulted in the creation of the United States by the following authors: Philip Gould, John F. Wilson, and Mark Noll. First, by focusing on the historical analysis, then the historiography, and finally the interpretive dimensions of the question. So first, let's discuss the historical analysis of the three articles using and how they use the comparative method. Gould, Wilson, and Noll would discuss the Revolution and the Protestant or religious movement that it was incorporating with the Republican movement. Gould believed that by reviewing the ways in which history presented the Revolution, that throughout history, the information as well as the language that the writers focused on would explain the ways in which they envisioned the Revolution. He believed that there was sufficient evidence to state that the studies of the revolutionary political culture, that it long cast a shadow over the Republican synthesis, and it departed from the liberal consensus. Wilson theorized that the religion is often believed to be set apart, and when it was studied, it was not bound to the cultural reality. And he stated that the revolution was a purging of the social order, and that the defining qualities of the revolution represents an antithesis to religion. Wilson reviews, and I quote, how religion plays a role in the ways political regimes are dissolved and recreated. He believed that there were direct links to religion and revolution when you studied military and political actions alongside religion and religious struggles in the same time period. Noll believed that there were Republican and Protestant convictions, and they merged in an unusual way in the United States. And Noll stated that it was in this way that theology was constructed and allowed the revolution to take place. Next, let's review the historiography. So Gould traced his historiography from Polybus to Machiavelli to John Adams, and he believed that Joyce Appleby remade the ideas of revolution by stating that Locke and other liberal theorists were influenced in the Anglo-American thought. It was the idea of that upward mobility that Appleby claimed was their interest in the Republic. The Gould believed in historiography that there tended to be a synthesis of pluralism and multivalence, and Wilson traced the role of religion and revolution from Schweitzer in The Quest of Historical Jesus to Alice Baldwin and her monographs about direct involvement of religion in the New England clergy and the American Revolution. He also used Charles Royster in A Revolutionary People at War, the Continental Army, and the American Character. And he also studied important people like Ebenezer Gay, Charles Chauncey, and Jonathan Mayhew. Noll reviewed material from Elias Smith, John Breckinridge, Edmund Burke, and James and Benjamin Franklin. He also included Jonathan Edwards and George Whitefield, to name a few. And that way they could understand a way in which religion played a role in the revolution. So finally, let's talk about the interpretive dimensions on how the Republican and religious ideas resulted in a revolution. So Gould in his article focused on the political code words like virtue. He also talked about the ways in which they could be manipulated and formed an argument. He believed that Howard, Sandoz, and Withington exposed the revisionist liberal assumptions about the American culture. Wilson reviewed the revolution from the religious perspective and how the revolution arose from the subculture of Boston. Wilson reviewed the term of culture of a revolution and the pathways in which the revolution was born. Noll showed the ways in which religion and revolution created the American Revolution, and how perception was used to show the Whig principles were opposed to religion and not supportive of it. So the language of liberty was important, and the way in which to use that language. Noll also pointed out how religious and rebellious language coincided, creating a mixture that explained how liberty and revolution were tied together as one. Thank you so much.